Hello everyone and welcome to Parashat Toldot. This week's parasha opens not with the voice of the patriarch, but with the distress of the matriarch Rivka. For 20 barren years she waited, and when finally she conceived twins, the pregnancy was agony. The children struggled within her. Confused and fearing for her life, she utters a profound question. If so, why is this happening to me? The Torah says she then went to inquire of the Lord. This act, Rivka seeking clarity, is the pivot point of history. The divine answer she received was an oracle, a prophecy, revealing the fate of nations. 2 nations are in your womb, and the older shall serve the younger. This prophecy was Rivka's burden and her divine vision. It confirmed that the one who would carry the Abrahamic covenant was not Esav, the powerful, outward-facing son, but Yaakov, the quiet ruler of the tents. Yitzchak saw only the present. Rivka held the heavenly blueprint of the future. The Zohar delves into this struggle in the womb, calling it a cosmic battle between the forces of holiness, Jacob, and the outer shell, Esav. The sages teach that whenever Rivka passed the house of Torah, Yaakov strained to emerge. Whenever she passed a house of idol worshiping, Esav wrestled to get out. The Zohar explains that Esav represents the great desire to receive for the self alone, a force essential to creation, but which must be contained. Jacob embodies the desire to receive for the purpose of sharing. Rivka, having come from the corrupt household of Lavan and Bethuel, yet emerging pure, had a unique spiritual sight, the divine vision to discern the inner truth of her son's souls. She saw Esav trading his birthright for a bowl of lentils, providing his dismissal of the eternal for the temporary. Rivka understood that if the blessing of spiritual continuity fell to Esav, the entire divine plan would be lost. She was called to action, not just by motherly love, but by prophetic duty. When Yitzchak, blinded physically and perhaps spiritually, prepared to bless Esav, Rivka knew she had to interfere. She had to do something. Her deception was not an act of manipulation, but a courageous fulfillment of divine decree. She guided Jacob to receive the blessing, ensuring that the covenant was secured by the child who valued the spiritual essence over the material shell. Rivka's story teaches us that the true divine vision compels us to act. Her role was to unite the outer world with the inner purpose, to push destiny forward, even if it meant risking the loss of her husband's trust. She was the prophet who brought the abstract decree from the heaven down to earth, confirming that the legacy of Abraham would be carried not by sight, but by insight. But this intervention came at a profound personal cost. Rivka knew her decision would cause pain to her beloved husband, to her sons, pain and also immediate separation for her favorite son Jacob. The struggle of Rivka is the eternal struggle of the Jewish mother and leader. To bear the burden of a difficult decision, to choose the continuity of Am Israel over personal ease, and to make a sacrifice for the greatest spiritual good, even when that choice fractures the family unit. Her action, born of prophecy, remains a testament to the essential and often painful role of protecting the covenant. As we enter Rosh Chodesh Kislev, the month of light, this message is magnified. Kislev is the time when the light begins its slow return for the deepest darkness. Rivka's prophecy reminds us that even when our sight is dim, like Yitzchak's, or when the path requires personal sacrifice, like Rivka's, we must hold into the divine vision. We must trust, and we have the trust, a key theme of Kislev, to act on our deepest insight, knowing that every effort to bring the inner light of Jacob into the world will ultimately lead to the fulfillment of the blueprint. Shabbat Shalom and Chodesh Tov.